Students, welcome again to the session of chemistry, and we are going to continue with our chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations. And this is the last session for this chapter, which is part 5 for the same. Up till now, we have studied here about chemical changes, chemical reactions, and how to write chemical equations. We have also studied about how to balance chemical equations, and then we studied about different types of chemical reactions. For example, endothermic, exothermic, displacement, double displacement, redox reaction, decomposition reaction, combination reaction, etc. Today, we are going to study about the effects of oxidation reactions in our daily life. Going to our next slide, effects of oxidation in everyday life. There are two major effects of oxidation in our daily life, which are these. First effect is known as corrosion. Corrosion is nothing but rusting. Next effect is rancidity. So we are going to study these two in detail. First effect we are going to study is corrosion. What is corrosion? When a metal is attacked by substances around it, such as moisture, acids, etc., it is said to corrode, and this process is known as corrosion. So this is nothing but a chemical reaction of a metal with moisture, acids, etc. And this corrosion takes place in presence of oxygen. Examples of corrosion. In daily life, we see many examples of corrosion. First very common example is about iron articles. Iron articles like iron nails and iron things which we are using in daily life are shiny when new, but they get coated with reddish brown powder when left open for some time. This is known as corrosion, and this is also known as rusting of iron. So we can see in the diagram the iron nails, when they are new, they are silvery and shiny in color. When they get rusted after some time, they become like this. So reddish brown coating, and they start breaking also after many days when a lot of rusting takes place in the iron nails. Some more examples of effects of corrosion. We can see over here a corroded car. So the car machinery also gets corroded because basically it is made out of iron, as iron is the cheapest metal. Another one we can see over here is corroded boat. So boat also gets corroded, and many other things we can see around us which get corroded. For example, the bridges which are used for moving of vehicles like train bridges or vehicle bridges, they get corroded. The building parts, they get corroded. Lot of other things we see corrosion around. Next is corrosion of silver. Silver also gets corroded. Corrosion of silver makes the shiny surface black. So here we can see corrosion of silver makes the surface black. The first is the silver dish, which is a very shiny surface and which is very beautiful. After corrosion, it looks like this. The surface becomes black and very dull surface, and we don't feel like using this plate again. So corrosion damages the materials which are made out of metals. The next one, corrosion of copper. Corrosion of copper makes the shiny brown surface dull and green. We can see over here the copper pipe becomes dull and green in color because this is corroded now. Here also, this is the Statue of Liberty, which is made out of copper. Initially it looked like this, which is shiny color, and then after corrosion it became green like this because of the corrosion of copper taking place. So this is how the shiny copper articles also become dull green in color after corrosion. So this is all about corrosion. Now we are going to study about rancidity. What is rancidity? When fat or oil are left for a long time, they get oxidized and their smell and taste change. This phenomena is known as rancidity. So fat and oil, they react with oxygen in the atmosphere, and after some time their smell and taste change. This is known as rancidity. This affects in our daily life because the oily and fatty food, they change their smell and taste after some time. For example, here chips packet is given, and how we can avoid, because chips are fried in fat or oil and it has got coating of oil on it. After some time it will become rancid. So how the chips are prevented from getting rancid? Chips bags are flushed with nitrogen, an inert gas. Nitrogen is known as an inert gas. What do you mean by an inert gas? Inert means it does not react with any other gases in the atmosphere. So it stays at nitrogen and it does not undergo any chemical reaction. That is the meaning of this inert gas. So to prevent its contact with oxygen, the bags are flushed with nitrogen and it stops them from getting rancid. But once the packet is opened, it is in contact with air and oxygen, and there is a chance that the chips may get rancid after a few days, maybe a week or 10 days. Another thing is the airtight jars. What do the airtight jars do? Nowadays, we see people storing the food items in airtight jars, and we also see that they remain fresh for longer period. Food is stored in airtight containers to prevent its contact with oxygen. And once the oxygen contact is prevented, then the food does not get rancid because it does not undergo oxidation reaction. Sometimes substances like antioxidants are also added. These antioxidants, these antioxidants are added into food items to prevent its oxidation and rancidity. So this is another way of preventing rancidity of food items. So that's it for now. And next slide is about your exercise. So your exercise, you are going to give scientific reasons. These are the scientific reasons you are going to write the answers for. The first one is iron particles become brown when left in open for some time. So here you are going to talk about the corrosion, rusting of iron. Second one, chips bags are flushed with nitrogen. Here it prevents the rancidity. It prevents the chips from getting rancid, and you are going to write the property of nitrogen as well. Third one, food when stored in airtight containers stay fresh for a long time. So here you are going to write the contact with oxygen is prevented. And fried food tastes rancid after some time, because how rancidity takes place, you are going to write that one. That's it for now, and try to solve the exercise from the textbook and also all the in-text questions. So this is the end of chapter 1. There are some experiments left which we are going to write in the next session.